Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we will be going to discuss Once Upon a Time, which is a poem written by Gabriel Okara. It is a poignant commentary on the erosion of traditional African values in the wake of colonialism. The poem is a first person narrative that tells the story of an African man who is struggling to come to terms with the changes that are taking place around him. The poem is structured around a series of contrasts which are used to highlight the differences between the traditional African way of life and the new Western culture that has been introduced to the continent. These contrasts are evident from the very beginning of the poem, where Okara sets up a dichotomy between the once upon a time of the past and the present moment. Once upon a time, son, they used to laugh with their hearts and laugh with their eyes, but now they only laugh with their teeth, while their eyes block cold eyes, search behind my shadow. Here, in these lines, Okara contrasts the genuine laughter and warmth of the past with the cold, superficial laughter of the present. The phrase "eyes block cold eyes" suggests that the people around the speaker have become emotionally distant and disconnected from their own feelings. As the poem continues, Okara further explores the theme of cultural erosion using a series of metaphors and images to create a sense of loss and disorientation. For example, he compares the sound of a traditional African drum to the noise of a gong, which is a Western instrument. Once upon a time, I could feel the pulse of the pounding of the drum, but now my ears can't catch the rhythm. This metaphorical loss of rhythm represents a deeper loss of cultural identity and heritage. The speaker is no longer able to connect with his own culture and traditions as they have been replaced by foreign influences. Throughout the poem, Okara also uses repetition to create a sense of confusion and disorientation. The phrase "once upon a time" is repeated several times as if the speaker is desperately trying to hold on to a past that is slipping away from him. Similarly, the repetition of the word laugh highlights the contrast between the genuine laughter of the past and the hollow laughter of the present. Overall, Once Upon a Time is a powerful commentary on the erosion of traditional African values in the wake of colonialism. Okara's use of contrast, metaphor, and repetition creates a sense of loss and disorientation that is palpable throughout the poem. At the same time, however, the poem is also a call to action, urging readers to resist the forces of cultural assimilation and to hold on to their own traditions and heritage. The main themes in Gabriel Okara's poem Once Upon a Time are the erosion of traditional African values, the loss of cultural identity, and the struggle to maintain one's heritage in the face of foreign influence. The poem contrasts the warm, genuine laughter of the past with the cold, superficial laughter of the present. This is a metaphor for the loss of traditional African values and the erosion of cultural identity. The speaker is struggling to come to terms with these changes and is trying to hold on to his cultural heritage but is finding it increasingly difficult to do so. The poem also explores the idea of impact of colonialism on African culture. The introduction of Western culture to the continent has caused a fundamental shift in the values and traditions of African societies, leaving many people feeling disoriented and disconnected from their own heritage. Another important theme in the poem is the idea of resistance. Despite the challenges they face, the speaker and other members of his community are determined to resist the forces of cultural assimilation and to hold on to their own traditions and heritage. Overall, the poem is a powerful commentary on the importance of cultural identity and the struggle to maintain one's heritage in the face of external pressures.